13th live stream. And we actually have a full house, and we'll have a fuller house soon. I think Neil will be joining, and Steve should be joining as well. And thank you, Craig. Another Q-tips meeting. The cult of the Q-tip. And and hello, Tilting, and hello, Tuna Man. And yeah, Neil will be joining us shortly. I hope Steve hasn't forgotten. I didn't. Now that everyone can just join in via their speaker link, I haven't been sending. I haven't had to send reminder emails to everyone. I was going to, but I just didn't get a chance to it to do that. So who else is on? Oh, hey. So Apathy is GFY. You should have a link, and if you are on a mobile, you can join us. However, it seems like what I found is that I have to be offline for you to be able to join on a mobile. But it does seem like it is possible to join on a mobile. So on the stage with me, we have, like I said, a full house. We have Errant, John, Blarg,
Howdy.
Machiavelli is back from last week, so welcome back.
Hey.
Ook and
Yes, sir.
Neil, I hope you got your audio thing working.
Is everything working?
Yep, we can hear you, Ook.
We can hear you.
Sweet.
Excellent.
I'm going to try and be less boisterous this week.
Neil's mic's still muted. Must be
So,
still
Neil?
Ook,
having issues.
how are we gonna tell if you're less boisterous?
I won't show as many sharp things.
Okay.
Fewer curse words.
Fuck
We
that.
go by the number of beers he's had.
Neil is having trouble hearing the stage again.
Hang on.
Fewer
What you can hear in the background should only. I'll turn the mic off. It's the bread machine. We make
your
our
bread
own bread.
machine's going on again.
Yeah. I'll shut the mic off for a sec.
Well, I don't think that's what's causing Neil, but oh yeah, that's fine. But Neil, what you can do is, if you, I unfortunately can't hear us, but I can step out and then he can join us, and then as soon as he's joined us, I can come back in and see if that works. But what I will do is I will turn on the stream so that I can see. I need to get on the stream so that I can see the live stream, so I know that when Neil is back. Okay, here we go. Okay, all right. So, before I step out, the topic is. We'll talk. I want to talk about some of the troll comments because it's been very active this week. Specifically, I want to talk about NEPy and Gandalf and also FloJob, of course. We'll talk about him, and then I do want to talk about gun control again because apparently it's happened again, mass shooting. So we'll talk about that. Neo said. Yeah.
Anyone want to hear a good joke I heard about the metric system?
Okay.
All right.
Never quite sure why Americans hate the metric system so much. They've been using 9mm in schools for years.
Oh, no.
That's a good one.
I thought that was pretty good.
Right. I don't know if Neil can hear us. I'll drop off, like I said, but let me send a message. So I will kick out Neil first, and Neil will need to. I don't know if I can just kick him out altogether? I don't see him on. Oh, here it is. I will kick the speaker, and then I'll leave, and then Neil will have to join. Oh, wait, he's still here. What does kick speaker mean? Doesn't that actually kick him out? I thought that removes him. Still can't kick him out. All right, I'm going to leave, and we'll wait. I'll wait until Neil joins back.
By the way, did you guys see my Better Home and Garden tip that I put in the comment section?
I did not. Let me look at that.
Well, the idea is that this time of year, you can fill your home with Christmas trees, and that's a great way to spruce up the place.
Oh man.
I knew I shouldn't have gone looking for it.
You just got to watch that Machiavelli. When you got to be real careful with John. He's a bit of a problem child.
I see. I see.
I don't have a problem telling the jokes at all.
Yeah, none. Here's fun. Last night when I went out for a few beverages with the missus and some friends, and I decided that just for fun that I'd be the discourtesy driver.
Oh no!
That was entertaining. I'd love to get that on a sticker to put on the car. Discourtesy vehicle.
Oh, that's great.
I was talking with a fundamentalist over on a fairly fundamentalist channel just recently, and they may drop in. Not today. Apparently, they've got family things going on, but yeah, down the track, they're quite polite and yeah, relatively good to talk to. So yeah, be interesting. I got into a discussion about biblical support for abortion and the fact that there isn't any.
Ah,
So
interesting.
and this is one of the really loud churches that are anti-abortionist. So one called Apologia Studios.
I think
Yeah,
I might have seen their their channel before.
yeah. Oh, no, not Tuna. I also re-invited Detroit. He seems, as far as things go, relatively tame. But no, this is a person called, hang on, what's their name? Jesus Respawned 316. So, yeah. But
I've run into him. Or
but
it wasn't
yeah, it's
very
been quite
polite.
Yeah. And
Interesting.
mostly tries to engage and the likes.
Oh well, that's good.
Yeah, which is quite good. And yeah, I am trying quite hard to stop them diverting the conversation away from the difficult topic that they're having trouble supporting to the what looks like evidence for God topic. And I'm like, I'm really happy to talk about that, but let's wait until after we deal with the other topic first. So
Yeah, and the thing is, I recently learned about a different argument against God that you might want to try on them. So like I might put it somewhere in the chat, or I might just put it in the email or some shit because it's a PDF of this philosopher named Scott Eichen, he brought up this issue that he calls the problem of worship. And so it's what it's trying to do is derive a logical contradiction between God's attributes, him being all powerful, all knowing, etc., and what he commands us to do.
Mm.
You
And
said,
hmm?
sorry, the paper you
There's
said
a
was
lot.
the problem of
There's
worship.
a,
Yeah,
Okay.
there's a lot of logical contradictions in what God is claimed to do and what He commands us to do. A God
yeah,
that's perfect doesn't need us to glorify Him. How is that? How can that possibly be a thing? If there is no possible higher glory that can be given, that
sure.
it's completely logical.
Well, that
True.
video that G-Man was on, right? That where he basically said that the purpose is for us to glorify God. I think that he
Yeah,
was saying that was. I
yeah.
mean, that is just ridiculous.
It's a
Well,
fairly
I
common.
mean,
It's a fairly common one.
Yeah.
yeah, but
Speak,
I mean, I
Yeah.
can just do a reductio by saying, imagine if I was like an Aryan child born in like right before World War II, and I'm like one of the youths, under the mustache man, and he gives me the exact same point. You were bred, quite literally, you were bred to worship me. Okay, so what? Like, that doesn't follow.
Yeah.
you all know that G-Man, some 5 years ago, the reason all these videos, old videos, got taken down from YouTube was he had a baseball
I
bat wrapped in barbed
I
wire.
yeah, I
Yeah,
remember that threat. I know of G-Man through other circles.
yeah. He was threatening that's what he was going to rape trans people with.
Oh wow.
Ooh.
So
Wow.
he is a scum of yeah,
Yeah, the scummy fundy from the Newark area of New Jersey.
yeah.
Mm. There was
Just
a
more evidence that nothing good comes from New Jersey.
there was a
Oh,
there was
come
a
on, the
young fella.
boss, the
Come
boss.
on.
There was a young fella who was 18 a couple of years back, from Utah, who was posting all this stuff about how he was planning and getting in his car and driving down to Austin, um, to basically to deal with the ACA,
That's
and
the one.
then posting videos of him and guns as well. I'm like, ooh, that is a little bit further along.
Yeah,
So
that's the one we both contacted the FBI about.
yeah, I did. I put
Yeah,
a
I did
contact
too.
with the FBI, and I got in contact with the ACA and with Matt Delahunty, who was the main focus of his ire, to say, hey, watch out for this young fellow. He is losing his frickin' mind.
Yeah, because it's one thing to say, "Oh, I don't like X." It's another thing entirely when you are making bold-faced threats,
Yeah, and then showing
and
that
with
you
the
have
evidence to back it off too.
access to these weapons and will use them. You are making explicit threats.
Yep.
So yes, I do wonder whether he ended up on a watch list somewhere. He's probably on a promotions list for the White House now.
He's probably working for ICE.
Yeah, that's actually probably true. Yeah, wouldn't surprise me if he's one of the people at the who got pardoned as
Oh,
well.
if he
Because
was a Sixer,
I don't know. I just assume he would have gone to that if he could have got to it. Seemed like his
wouldn't
thing.
surprise me.
Yeah.
Hey, Serge, can you hear us?
Hmm.
Oh, Serge?
Is he on his phone?
Yeah,
He
if you're
could
on your
be.
phone, you have to join when I'm out. So, that wait, I resent that I didn't get one. Oh, Tilting, I can definitely send you one. That's not Oh, he said just kidding.
Hmm.
Um,
Uh,
I'm just going to go ahead and put the link, the invite
Yeah,
link on.
you're right, Craig. That should be a one-way ticket. Well, it should be a one-way ticket to jail anyway. It wasn't. They were quite explicit.
yeah, the like at least like generally speaking, the three exceptions to free speech in the U.S. libel, slander, and direct threats of violence. I'd
Yeah,
say that's a direct threat of violence. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Say all you like, but yeah, you can't be going along telling people you're about to drive um, a few hundred miles down to their place and bring your weapons with you. That's not a thing.
Yeah, Q. I think you somehow accidentally banned Neil.
I know.
Ooh.
I'm trying to figure out how to unban him. I
what?
resent him. I resent him the link, or I regenerated a different link and sent it to him. So I don't know if he's gotten that in his email. He can try
Yeah, he
that.
says he's got the same issue.
Hmm.
Oh,
Uh, I wonder if like the email itself got banned somehow, and I don't know how to get to that ban list. Oh,
Well,
yeah,
that
he said he did use it.
is everyone happy that no Aussie under 16 can use the net?
Didn't he,
there's a lot of
didn't
Aussies
he
under
rap about that?
16 who are, and yeah, most of them aren't happy about that at all.
Yeah.
Oh,
Speaking of
Australia,
good.
social media,
Australia introduced a law, mainly
Came into
for,
effect. What's
yeah,
it?
came into Thursday, Friday.
It's about now. Sometime they started kicking off kids. Actually, yeah, it might be 16th perhaps. But yeah, they started kicking kids off out of the meta stuff already in preparation to comply with it. But yeah, if you're under 16, you're not welcome to use pretty much any of the social media platforms, with the exception of direct chat stuff.
I mean, there is a sort of logic to it, but you can't put that genie back in the bottle.
Well, it's not only
Uh,
that, but I mean, I'm not Australian, but this just looks to me like the government's latest excuse to encroach more on internet rights and destroy privacy. Because the only way you could possibly do that is if you had something or some type of algorithm that was constantly checking to see and age verify everyone on the internet. That's the
Yeah,
only way you could
pe-
possibly enforce
yeah,
that.
and they don't have
people can
that.
get around it
Yeah,
by just making claims of being older, I think. And yes, I know my neighbour's got how old is she? 12-year-old daughter, and yeah, she was asked. Apparently, she asked her mum yesterday, day before, what year would I have been born in if I was 22? And you're like,
Yep.
ooh, yep. Wonder what she's about to do.
I
So
wonder.
she has some learning difficulties. She's on the ASD spectrum, so
Ah,
uh,
gotcha.
yeah, hence the why she was struggling a bit with math. But
Q.
yes, the online world is very important to her.
Well, I was gonna
yeah.
say, like, if they really wanted to quote unquote protect the children, I don't know if you guys have a law like this, but I would be in favor of, for example, a ban on smartphones in schools.
They already have
Like,
that.
A lot of schools,
oh,
yeah,
okay, y'all are
yep,
based
get
in
rid of
that
that.
regard, then. That's great.
Yeah,
It's something to do with platforms. No, not content. Illegal content makers. Kids are using illegal equipment or something. I read through the paper and it's sort of like, this is all gobbledygook to me.
yeah, they are saying that like it's there to protect children from the harm that comes from online bullying and things of that nature, and there being a rise in teen suicides that are reasonably well attributed to online interactions. The question is, though, it's a difficult thing to deal with, because in this case, I think they're ignoring the benefits that come as well. So you're focusing on the harm, but not but ignoring the benefits in that equation.
Unfortunately,
Yep.
Australia's politicians like to knee-jerk reactions to certain things. A couple of months ago, it was the machete ban.
Yeah, big knives. You can't buy knives if you're underage as well
Yeah, but
in Australia.
no one
Oh
could
boy.
buy machetes or anything.
Can't wait till the butter knife ban hits.
But the silly thing is that the easiest way to get around the rule is, and it's written in the law, it's for agricultural use.
It is kind of hard to argue that that if you carry a big knife to school, it's for agricultural use. Yeah. Or yeah. But anyway, a lot of shops just won't sell them, no matter what. But there have been a bit of a bunch of recent knife attacks, but in Australia, the number of people who get sort of in which someone dies from violent crime is so low that pretty much every event of any nature ends up on national news. So as a result, it seems like lots of people, like it's happening a lot, but it just I don't think it is.
It's under the category of if it bleeds, it leads.
Yeah, it is.
That's just.
I
To me, that's just reinforcing that's just like reinforcing a societal form of PTSD.
Yeah, it is a bit.
Yeah, the other thing they've done in Queensland, the tobacco in Australia is ridiculously expensive. Like to buy one tailor-made cigarette, you can only buy them in packs of 20 now. And they cost each cigarette $2.97.
Oh my goodness!
That's a bit much.
I just felt every atom in my body just go through like a flashback of the whiskey tax. Good Lord!
And a lot of just about every tobacconist in Queensland, because Queensland grows a lot of tobacco, was selling chop, illegal. And I used to get 100 grams of rolling tobacco for $30. Now they've actually closed all the tobacconists. There's not a tobacconist that hasn't got a notice and the doors shut on it within a 2-hour drive. The strange thing is it'll only last for 90 days and then they can reopen again.
Hey, do you guys remember Wesley? Wait, hold on. I'm going to add him on. I'll add you on, Wesley. Hello, Wesley. Wesley
Hi.
Curry.
How do you do?
Hello.
Good. How are you doing? So you are, I think, the Wesley Curry that you were on before, right?
I think I have seen your toy cartoon there before. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it kind of went off the rails a bit when you were on. Remember?
Little old for toys, aren't you?
I say again.
Little old for toys, aren't you?
We are
How so?
toys.
Oh, he thinks that your avatar is a toy.
Toys.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I am a toy.
Listen,
What is your point?
for 9 nights in a row, 9 nights, Jesus is going to show you your soul, what you look like.
Oh, I
that's
remember this guy.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
nice story.
How's the green Volvo with the nuclear bomb in it going?
You're going to see 2 things. One will be a pearl of light in your
No,
belly.
Wesley,
No, that's the train in the tunnel.
You
You should
show me
Wesley.
step away.
before I regard you.
How's the green Volvo with the nuclear bomb?
It's going
Where's
to
that going to be
interrupt your
done?
life like you're interrupting me talking now.
Well, you started off by saying that the host of the channel that you're on, that you got invited to, looks like a toy, and started saying that he was too old for toys. So if you want to be treated with
him with the
respect,
insult.
act with respect.
You're
Yeah.
not capable of giving respect.
Oh,
See, here we
Okay.
go.
Really now.
So yeah, we aren't going to have you on very long because I don't think you have anything to contribute to this
The
discussion.
ashes you're going to
So-
see are evil. And
So
will
9
be
days, right?
flesh.
In 9 days. In
After-
9 days. So Wesley, what happens in 9 days when nothing happens? Are you wrong, or are you going
Ask
to
Jesus
revise?
to shut you to that Christmas feeling. That's
No,
9
so
days.
What
Finch is
will happen?
laughing.
Okay, so
So
9
in
days
9
from
days,
now, that
when
is
nothing happens, what will you say?
Jesus, would you remove the hedge from all those tongues for a moment?
Wait.
Leslie,
So
please
can you
Wesley, please
answer
answer.
the question?
In their mouth.
Can you answer the
You're going
question?
to feel
What happens
Oh,
in 9 days?
what happened to your tongue there?
Okay,
In
Wesley,
9 days,
Leslie,
what
you-
happens?
Did you
Yeah.
just
yeah,
choke
this
Okay.
guy
on
is
the
so
ash in your
dishonest.
mouth? I think you
Leslie.
just choked on the ash.
Leslie.
Someone said Zeech laughs at Wesley.
What? Oh, I missed that.
oh,
Zeech.
that was beautiful.
Oh, there
Thank
you
you,
go.
Aaron. Aaron, that was goated. Love it.
Oh,
All right.
Oh,
Because
It's
Wesley's
because he
gone.
mentioned the number 9.
Yeah.
In Warhammer, that is the sacred number of Finch.
yeah,
I'm
it
not a
is.
Warhammer player, so I did not know that. Thank
Finch
you.
He
is
is the chaos god of change, arcane knowledge, plots, and insanity.
well, he certainly
and
plenty
the emotion of hope.
the ladder.
Yep.
Oh, Wesley's the one that said.
Did my comment actually make him leave?
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. It seemed like.
That's
I mean, if
cool.
you can't take a joke, wow.
He's the
Well,
guy.
Nah,
it's all that Christian love, it was just bursting at the seams from him.
Oh yeah.
His very identity seems to hinge on. His very identity seems to hinge on that, and
That's so
Yeah,
good. Good
yeah.
work
He's
there,
obsessed with
QC.
human
I would
I
have
hope he gets a
also-
refill on his schizophrenia medication.
I would have gone with. I would have also gone with Nyarlathotep Hotep as an alternate
Yes.
for all the H.P. Lovecraft
yes.
fans.
Yeah.
yeah, he is. He's a special little boy.
Oh, that is
I
definitely
will
my
have
The appearance of Santa and the intelligence of Azathoth all in one.
And he has the balls to come on and say, "You don't get respect if you don't show it to me." Yeah, bullshit.
Yeah,
He
Yeah.
came out the gate swinging. That was the
Yeah.
best part. Hypocrisy at its finest.
fully loaded, half-cocked, empty of
And it-
empty
and this-
opinions and empty of
And
promises.
then he just fucking.
You sure he wasn't
misfires.
half-cocked, fully loaded?
Oh no, I'm sure that man is used to the full cock.
Just
And-
Craig.
And then he shoots blanks.
Just like you're a Christian and not a prick. Those two are not mutually exclusive. So a person can be a Christian and a prick at the same time. So yeah, it's a bit like that. Just believing one thing doesn't mean you're not an insane, terrible human. And that's what we had there.
Yeah. But hey, it was good for a laugh.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that was light. Oof.
Yeah, we needed that.
Did Q himself invite him on?
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay.
it's just beautiful.
Well,
I love
all I
his
gotta
work.
say is this is
Hey,
a perfect
Serge.
example. I should have Bible thumped him and
Hey.
said, it says, "Judge not, lest ye be judged." I'm seeing a lot of judgment over there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I just
They
found the
are
little.
we. They're trying to. As I have said before, they're casting themselves as God, but acting like but projecting their own, I guess, their own devils. They're projecting their own devils onto
Yes.
everybody that refuses them.
I just
Yep.
found my little file on Wesley. Uh, here's what it is. Wesley, aka Supreme Leader. He's been calling the line and AXP and using the name
He's
Oh,
Supreme
he's
That's
he's
Supreme
Supreme
Supreme.
Leader.
Leader?
Ah.
No wonder why he was so incoherent. Okay, that
Yeah,
makes perfect sense.
and he's obsessed with people's teeth and
Really?
$32,523 in Bitcoin. And there's a green Volvo that's going to have a nuclear bomb in it that's going to go off somewhere.
Now that's a
But yeah,
threat.
Somewhere
he's
at some point, or do they actually give an actual date?
somewhere at some point.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's the weakest
Oh.
prophecy I've heard in a
As
minute.
long as we've narrowed
Yeah,
it down.
because
But
how do you know that it was in a green Volvo? There won't be any pieces of it left.
yeah,
Yeah, true.
but
Well,
yeah,
not only that, but also, I mean, if you give us the specifics of a prophecy and it's publicly known, well, what happens if someone hears that and then they act in accordance with the prophecy to fulfill it? Is that the actual way it was supposed to be fulfilled? Or is the person who fulfills it supposed to not be aware of the prophecy? So there's
Yeah,
an immediate underdetermination problem.
that is a big problem with pretty well every fulfilled. Note the air quotes around the word fulfilled prophecy in the New Testament. Is
Hmm.
the authors there clearly knew the prophecies that they were referring to, and the ones that they invented along the way that weren't prophecies from the Old Testament. And then, yeah, what do you know? He fulfilled this one, and what do you know? He fulfilled that one, and what do you know? Go and get me a donkey and an ass
Yep.
so I can ride in. Yeah,
Yep. It's like, I wonder why Jesus told them to grab the donkey in the ass. Gee, I wonder how
maybe
many
what he
times
actually
the
said.
Israelites saw that week.
Wonder if what he actually said was grab the donkey on the ass, um, or grab the horse on the ass, and like,
Now,
oh,
was it a small ass, or did Jesus like a big ass?
he
I feel
liked
like he
McNutt, but he
liked a big
cannot
ass.
lie. The other brothers
I feel
can't
like
lie.
Jesus would be an ass, man. He's all
Yeah,
about turning
well,
the other cheek after all.
yeah, that's right.
Nice.
Well done.
Nice.
Well done.
Nice.
we're
Okay.
Yeah,
completely gone off the
It
rails.
looks like
You-
Apatheist and Serge and Neo are having sort of issues. So,
Do you
he
want to try
said,
dropping me down a bit? Drop me down and see if.
I don't think that's the issue. It's just that when I'm not on stage, I can't add Serge on. So I think that's might be part of what's causing the issue. I don't know. But it looks like Serge, you're going to have to connect in via a desktop browser. It just doesn't seem to work. He keeps on coming in, but he can't hear us, so uh, it doesn't work,
Well, at
unfortunately.
least, yeah.
So yeah, this kind of sucks with this platform. Everyone has to be on a desktop browser, but
yeah.
yeah, I'm not sure what else I
Neil,
can do with this.
in relation to what Neil was just saying about he'll be back next week, it's
Mm-hmm.
very unlikely I'll be around for at least the next 3 weeks.
Oh,
Really?
okay.
Yep, because I'm off to New Zealand for Christmas, New Year's
And New
holiday.
Zealand doesn't have the internet, so there's no way for you to
No,
join
no,
us.
it does not. No, I'll have to be paying for mobile data in another country.
Hey, yeah.
Ah,
So
Ah,
we'll
Just go to
it's not
Starbucks.
impossible, but it's not impossible. But we'll
Yeah.
we'll see how it goes.
Yeah,
You
especially
never know, I might
since the like the mofo doesn't work.
Yeah.
That is so
Yeah.
bad.
So, but anyway, yes, I'm looking forward to it, Neil. Haven't been to New Zealand before.
Oh, first time. Nice.
Yeah,
Beautiful
yeah.
country, from what I've heard.
We were planning on actually going to Europe and dropping in on Neil in England for a brief bit this year, but we thought we might push that back till next year because the stupid shit going on in Eastern Europe. So yeah. So anyway, we decided we'll go to New Zealand where there's less Russian interference with airspace
And
such.
and you ruled out coming to the U.S.
Yeah, I'm really not a big fan of turn around and take my hand type welcomes.
So I'm not sure if it's implemented now, but I guess you have to provide your 5 years of social media history.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm gonna. If I ever go back to the States, I'm gonna pull a hard drive.
5 years of social media history? What?
What the?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and your past email addresses and
What the?
yeah, and
fuck?
everybody you're close to, and it's the data requirements are ludicrous.
That's
Yeah.
some bullshit.
So huge, and you go, no, fuck you, Trump.
I mean,
Mhm.
Aussie
The
come up
tangerine
with some,
tyrant can kiss my ass.
Aussies come up with some fucking stupid laws, but seriously, this 5
It's
year
not a
it's
not a this country or that this ideology or that problem. It's for me it's a self-styled elite problem self-styled elites who can't cope with
Criticism.
with criticism and this and like their crippling fears of losing their dominant position in the dominant positions they were practically born into in society.
Yeah.
it's
Not wrong.
how
Well, what's that old expression? When all you've known is privilege, equity looks like tyranny.
yeah,
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. Equality feels like oppression.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
like, I mean,
Yeah,
how
that's
hard
exactly right.
how hard would it be for Trump to get a third term passed through Congress at the moment?
He would have to get a good chunk of Democrats to flip in both the House and the Senate,
Well, okay.
or
Or just get the Supreme Court to say, "Oh no, we had another look at it, and the Constitution doesn't say what the Constitution thinks it says."
Right. So at face value, it's constitutionally limited to 2 terms.
yep.
So not only would you have to get Democrats in the House and the Senate to flip, but I think it also has to get don't amendments have to get ratified through state?
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Three-fourths
But
of
you don't,
states.
you don't need
Sure
an
do.
amendment. You don't need an amendment if you just get the Supreme Court to say that's not what the
Well, I know
Constitution
Yeah.
says.
The thing is, there's
Interpret it.
the Supreme Court likes to pretend like they're quote unquote impartial, but they've made plenty of court decisions that are based off of what they thought would bring about a ton of consequence politically. Case in point, gay marriage. They waited until most states were already on board with it to legalize gay marriage.
That is true.
So I think I don't think they're gonna just go straight for, oh yeah, Trump can run for a third term, because that's just going to screw over the Republicans if a Democrat gets in there and they end up
That's
being
true.
popular. Because that was the exact reason why that amendment got put in place. Because FDR won 4 times in a row.
Yes.
That is true.
Everybody kind of looked at that and went, "Okay, nope, never mind."
Grant that was wartime during World War II, but at the same point, it still stands that like Machiavelli just said.
Well, Trump can probably already get away with it because all he has to do is just make it just say, "I'm not leaving," and as the president, nothing he does is illegal.
That's
They've
true.
Well,
already said
it
that.
has to specifically be quote unquote something that's in the service of the office. Since his term would be up, that wouldn't be in service of the office, so they could
Uh,
remove him on that technicality.
Would
Well, I mean,
No,
it's cute
that's a
to
fight
think
there.
that Trump would actually care about laws.
Oh, I didn't
uh,
say he would care about it.
okay, sure. Yeah,
would it
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
he
I don't
definitely
expect
doesn't.
that man to care about anything except himself, his money, and his cronies.
would he would starting another war, a real one, getting
World
an
War III, so
extra
to speak.
term? That's the thing I'm
Um,
thinking.
even if you initiate martial law, I don't think that. Yeah, he couldn't just squat and not leave office. You would still have to hold elections. But I'm a little rusty on this. So if Machiavelli, are you familiar with the impact of martial law on elections?
Not off the top of my head. I'd have to look it up again. It's been so
Uh,
long since I looked
I
at
mean,
that.
he essentially, I mean, if he declares martial law, he can pretty much do anything he wants. However, this happened in Korea where the president declared martial law and tried to just kind of steamroll over everything. And that didn't
Yeah,
last very long, at least in
yeah.
Korea.
yeah, and that's what I
And
think it would happen here is if Trump tried to do that to
yeah,
like get himself a third term, I think he's either going to have the Secret Service take him down or he's going to have a good chunk of the military just take him down.
well, that's the thing. We would have to depend on the military to, support the Constitution. And what happened in Korea was like prior to that attempted coup, he was like replacing some of the key generals so
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
they would support him. It just didn't succeed. And part of it is I think it wasn't as well organized as it could have been.
Mhm.
Although, there was a lot of stuff that was happening to set it up. It's just that it didn't work. I don't know if in the US whether he could actually do it or not. I mean,
that
look
same
at
thing is
him.
happening in
He's
the US. He's
say
getting rid
again.
of. That's the same thing is happening in the US. He's
Yep,
changing all of the
that's
generals
right.
to make them
Yep.
loyalists.
That's right.
And he's also doing the other thing that authoritarians do, which is expand the size of the army,
Uh-huh.
apply them against the population, and make sure that the army is the one getting paid. So in the middle of that shutdown, he's like, no, we're going to make sure that the armed forces are paid, even if the air traffic controllers weren't. So
Oh,
make sure that the
that's
people with the
another thing. If you ever talk to an American conservative about Trump, if they say anything about him being like a great conservative, just tell them that the man had the longest shutdown in U.S. history,
Twice.
and not only that, yeah, and both times, and he's ballooned the deficit to an ungodly height, and his spending is off the charts. So much for that fiscal conservatism.
Yeah, and the biggest
There,
drop in the Nasdaq happened under his watch, like
Yep.
I
the
think
two
the term is
biggest.
neoconservative. The term I've heard is like neoconservative. Basically, I'm not sure if neoconservative is like fiscally hyper liberal and socially ultra conservative, if not, also regressive.
I mean, all those definitions have gone out the window, right?
Mm,
It no longer applies. It's just MAGA. Everything's just been kind of replaced with
eh,
MAGA.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
either
mean,
you
there's
fall in line with MAGA or you get thrown to the wayside
yep,
by the orange man and his
that's
supporters.
right. I mean, just look at what happened with MTG.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Margarine Taylor Greene.
threw her
She
under
had
the
to like
bus
leave
immediately.
MAGA.
Yeah.
Yeah. But let's kind of get back on the topic, and it's
Yeah.
like
No,
all these
Oh,
like
yeah,
technical
the thing
issues
we're
have
here
been
for.
the technical issues have been just horrible with this, and I mean, obviously some things are good, some things are not, and look, hey, Christo, it's been a while since
Crystal!
Hey,
she's
what's going on,
joined.
Crystal?
Nice to see you. You've actually, FYI, Christo, you've been sort of walking around in the background, and sometimes you break through on the on the camera a bit. So just so you're aware. But anyway,
Also, the
yeah,
right. I
go
thought
ahead.
that it would stop everything.
Yeah, I know it sometimes just kind of breaks through, on the background. So
Sweet. I'll
FYI,
make double sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
just would just be good not to like walk in the
Yeah.
into the camera view. All right, so what I wanted to talk about first was NEPy. It's been a while since we kind of talked about him, and he's been really really back in the comments a lot. So this is kind of general comment he makes. This somehow natural processes are not valid in his view. And he comes up with the stardust, moist rocks, mud puddles, hot rocks, moon dirt, warm ponds, gravity. I mean, all this stuff. I mean, it's just like a complete straw man of what abiogenesis is. So the idea that, I mean, it's just this personal incredulity. Oh, how could mud puddles or moist rocks result in a human being? Because we obviously know that what causes a human being or create a human being is just dust,
Right.
according to
It's
Genesis
dry mud.
2:7. And
Yeah.
Genesis 2:7 was given by FloJob as a citation. When I asked, what is your citation that creationism is true? And he gave Genesis 2:7. So if he's going to use that citation as some evidence of creationism, I'll use it as evidence of abiogenesis. Because Genesis 2:7 says this inorganic, inanimate dust became a human being. And his his take is, well, it's not that became a human being. God breathed on it. It doesn't mean that the breath became man. The dust became man. So if this inanimate inorganic dust became man, that is abiogenesis. That's what abiogenesis means. Obviously in the science context, that's not what it means. In the science context, it's about non abiotic precursors becoming biotic, becoming precursors for life. But if they want to say abiogenesis doesn't happen, their story exactly says abiogenesis happened. So that's where I keep giving that as a citation, but NEPy doesn't take the bait. He doesn't even engage in it,
Well,
Mm.
and that's his pattern. When you show
Yeah,
him how he doesn't even understand his own holy book,
yeah.
he runs away. He does this every time. Uh, Q, did you see the exchange that he and I had over the impregnation of the non-consensual impregnation of Mary?
I did not. I know you had kind of mentioned how he had run away or something, but I couldn't find the thread.
Sure. So and just like you did, when I pointed this out, he said, "Well, here's the passage in the Bible that proves that it was consensual." And it talks about how Mary says after the fact, after she's told that she's pregnant, she says, "I am the servant of God," or whatever it is that she says.
Hmm.
And when I pointed out to him that that is after the fact,
Yeah,
and she was not asked, she was told, and how that proves that you don't even know your own holy book, he ran away.
yeah.
He just
Because
refused.
that's not consent,
Right.
right? If you tell her after,
Yeah.
pretty
After
much
the fact,
says this is what's going to happen, the highest being, who has all the powers, is telling you that you will conceive.
as you will
That's
conceive.
not, yeah. There's no opportunity to consent.
He called me stupid, complained that I was calling him names, and then stopped answering in that thread.
Uh, and
Yeah,
what's
and
funny,
Oh, there it is,
yeah.
right there.
yeah, and oh, you found it. Nice.
Well, no, this is from a different one.
Oh, okay.
Because or
Oh,
maybe
okay.
it's just not showing up here. Maybe it's because of the sorting, but I don't think this is the same one because I think this is just like a canned response he has,
Okay,
Oh,
name
okay.
calling doesn't save you.
which is
And I remember,
hilarious.
which is hilarious.
Yeah,
And I
not
called him
not to
a
mention
thin-skinned, pouting child of a hypocrite.
Yeah, also not to mention, just like for the sake of the argument, let's say that like I were to just talk to this guy and grant that mankind came from dust, literal dust. That is still compatible with atheism because I could just assert this was a natural process that came about from the laws of nature. They were such that people arose from dust. But since the laws aren't, the kinds of things you can touch, like you can't touch whatever law, quote unquote, makes it so that copper conducts electricity, it would look from an outsider's perspective the exact same whether this God did it or it just came about through natural processes. So my question to him would be, how could you differentiate a natural process from a God-made process?
Yeah, because I mean, a lot of Catholics, like for example, they accept evolution by saying that God is the one who made it all the physical processes possible, right? So they'll
Yeah.
still say it's God. It's just that everything that the science says can also be true. You could have a kind of uh, a view that makes both of them compatible. What doesn't work is, if you say that the flood is literally true and like everything came from breathing pair and also ate human beings, right? That
Yeah.
cannot be compatible with human or
Yeah.
with actual science.
Let's not
Yeah.
also forget in that 8 human beings there was only one Y chromosome.
Yep.
So
You wouldn't have
it
enough
was
genetic
dad and 3
diversity.
boys, which means that every child of the next generation either had to marry their first cousin. It was an uncle marrying a niece, or an auntie marrying a nephew. That's the only possible combinations. Or I
What
suppose
Alabama,
was
could have
it?
been brothers
6,000.
and sisters.
Wait, what was the term that you used, Blarg? Incest Robinson Crusoe, right?
Yeah, incest family Crusoe.
Oh yeah, incest family Crusoe.
So Blarg, you're saying there's no chance of that happening?
Damn it, man!
I know. Yeah,
Did you see the? I put up a post 14 hours ago which quoted NEPy's saying, "My work will never be done. Even when I get into the 1,000-year millennial reign and then get to heaven later, God will have me busy doing something in His government."
Yeah, I
And I'm
did
like,
see that.
What?
What
Oh
does that
man.
mean?
what?
What
Wait
is
a
this?
minute. You
What is
Why?
this
wait,
government?
God's got a
Yeah.
government? So
There
even in
is
death
no.
you can't escape taxes. Dang it.
That just
There-
completely
Somebody-
obliterates the phrase. There's only death and taxes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is no government
only
if you just have
taxes.
this God who can pretty much dictate everything.
Yeah, who
It's
can
kind of like
remember
saying North
everything.
Korea has a government.
Yeah. Well, no.
Also,
In this case,
on that
there's no
note
filing.
about Mary. Oh, sorry.
I'm just saying that the thing about a government is governments are there to do things as passed down from higher and to make sure that people are doing the right thing and all the rest of that. Um, keep records of what has happened and pass laws and make sure that those laws get promulgated to the people. None of that happens when you have an omniscient, omnipotent being. He just it's insanity.
Just a remind, Machiavelli may not know the whole history, but what Wildling says. I love reminding him that he's a proven liar, convicted fraud, and according to his own Bible, a false prophet. So he had said in the comments how he's a millionaire, and what are all the other things that he
A
was?
CIA
Some
agent.
CIA agent.
Bruh.
Neuroscientist?
Some kind of medical field.
Yeah, he claimed he's a doctor.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe
A surgeon. A surgeon. He said he's a surgeon. So
he might be a master at treating the humors, but that might be it.
but
And
Von Helton
and
scale bragging.
in all fairness,
Insanity bragging.
and in all fairness, he's a master debater.
Oh, no.
So because he posted, he used his real name in his Twitter profile, and someone was able to connect me to their Twitter profile, and also he used I think YouTube handles that had his birth date in it in some encoded way. So it was relatively easy to find out who he actually is. And what I found is that he is not a millionaire. He is not a doctor. What he is he's a chiropractor, and he has actually gone to prison twice. He has actually gone to prison twice. So
well, then
let
he's
me.
got twice the experience of rubbing on muscles.
And he
Nah.
went to
Charges?
prison for fraud. At least one
Okay.
of them is for fraud, which is kind of ironic, right? Because he's supposed to be an honest person. Let me
Oh,
see.
man.
So I have.
Besides this,
Oh yeah.
he had
So I made a video
written
about how.
the fact that God created.
I think I'm gonna go. So I found his
multiverse
address, and this is where he
And
lives.
there it is. As you can see, it's what's called a mobile manufactured home. It was basically manufactured elsewhere and brought here and set down. It is a mobile.
Yeah. So this is where he lives. This is not the dwelling of a millionaire. This is a dwelling of someone who it may not even be his own place. It may be his father's that he inherited or something. So he is a complete liar. He's a complete fraud. But he keeps on saying it. He just recently he claimed he's a doctor, even though we've called out that he is not a doctor, that he's a chiropractor, and he has gone to prison twice. And every time I mention that, he doesn't respond to it. He doesn't directly respond to that. By the way, I should say he used to be a chiropractor. And what happened is the second time he went to prison, they basically didn't renew his license. So he's not even a chiropractor right now.
Yes, because even chiropractors have standards.
Yes.
Just
Yes.
Man.
In response to
At this point,
Craig's thing, sorry mate, Craig's thing about evolution and Christianity, the easy, I don't know why they get so upset, because all you have to say is God planned evolution, not a problem. Once the hominoids got to a certain point in evolution, that's when God put souls into them, because they'd reached what he thought was, or he thought the best. So there is no need to fight science.
Yeah.
I think it's because,
crazy.
especially if he was raised Protestant, like I was raised Baptist, and the thing that we have is sola scriptura, right? So the Bible is the inerrant word of God. So there can't be any contradictions. Everything is literally true. So there are talking asses, talking snakes, the flood did happen, so on and so forth. So if
Sodom
you
and
hold the sola
Gomorrah.
scriptura, you cannot accept evolution, like by definition, because that would mean that parts of the Bible are actually allegorical that are thought to be literal.
Yeah, but still Catholics, I guess so Catholics do accept evolution, right? Right, Ook?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they accept evolution because they, like we talked about before, that, oops, hold on. That basically God can be the one that enables all the physical processes, right? That runs evolution. So what is that, Ook?
It's one of my little hobbies.
Oh, what's the color of the clear part? Because it's going through. Is it green?
Green, Yeah,
Okay, that's what's
nice.
doing that. Yeah.
but yeah, it's just a little self-defense weapon.
Okay.
Blarg, your call ended.
The main self-defense weapon for
Oh,
the house
oh, that's nice.
is that, and the reason I put a Turk's head on the end of it because I don't want to kill someone.
You
But
just want to
You
maim
also
him.
might. I don't. Is pepper spray legal in Australia?
no.
What?
Oh, you guys don't even have that. Oh,
So the reason I have, well, the reason I wrap things is because a lot of the martial arts I did was against blades, and rope binds up a blade. If this was just a normal axe handle, and that a machete could come down there and slide down and bang, get your fingers, whereas the rope binds the blade up.
Okay.
But yeah,
oh. Also, thanks for that, Neil. I appreciate that. But yeah, that is correct. They do allow for some allegory. Yeah.
yeah, hang on, that's another one. Just a little prettier.
Yeah.
Bit of nice river gum. But yeah,
That's gonna hurt regardless.
yeah. But I mean, you don't want to kill the buggers. No, it's even illegal to make a pepper spray. Like grind up chilies, put it
Wow.
in a spray bottle, that sort of stuff.
How about if it's just pesto, like a pesto spray?
Not sure.
That's not pepper.
Hey, Q, that's really using your noodle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're very limited in the options you have in Australia for self-defense, which is especially for home. I mean, if you've got firearms, you're better off calling the cops, because it'll take you half an hour to unlock the bloody safe.
Oh, that's right.
It's something, and I love Queensland, Australia's gun control. Love it. But yeah, it would be nice if they let us have something a little bit more than a walking stick or a piece of gum tree to defend yourself with.
I don't know.
I get you.
To me, hobbling people's ability to defend themselves against is.
Wait, let's hold on to the gun control discussion, because I do want to get to it with the Brown mass shooting. But just to finish off on the Catholicism. So Catholicism, allows for evolution. But here's a video that was made by a Catholic, supposedly a Catholic, but it's just like such a ridiculous video. But let me show it here. This is what they think atheism believes. Atheism.
Seeing this one.
What the?
Look at so this is the mud puddle that NEPy keeps on talking about.
What the?
I guess yeah.
What the hell is this?
So this is evolution, according
What the
to,
hell?
and it turns
Oh
into
my
a cat. And
Oh.
now watch. It becomes a toaster for some reason,
What?
Oh.
and a fish.
Where am I? Did somebody?
Oh my
no.
goodness.
Now I don't understand this part. Why is he picking up some electronics, like stereo equipment?
That comes some kind of weird type of box.
And then
Fucking
all of a sudden it
recorder.
becomes this.
Oh my. Oh.
Okay, now what's funny about this is he has nipples. Like it's a fish, but it has nipples.
Did somebody spike my drink?
And like, what's
you
with
weren't
these?
supposed to catch on to that.
And it flies
Insane.
Is
into
this some
space.
parody of the Deep One City of Johannes Lay?
Oh my goodness.
I have no idea what that means. What is that?
Lovecraft.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It.
Okay.
I think
The deep
I
ones,
think it's
baby.
like worshippers of Cthulhu, I believe. Well,
Okay.
Dagon is their, like Dagon is like a father figure, and like Dagon serves Cthulhu, who in turn serves other outer gods and great old ones.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is.
I mean, like, it
My
is
brain's fried.
such a straw man that I don't think if it does justice to call it a straw man.
No, it's just sweepings. It's just some raked up grass clippings. That they said, and you go, take that. Argument from evolution.
Yeah, and the guy who posted it said atheists literally believe this because they don't understand what the term literally means.
They literally don't understand what
What
literally
flying
means.
Yes,
toboggan?
they literally don't
Hold on,
understand.
guys. 1 second here. Hold on 1 second here. I got something to respond to that for.
Oh, do you have something?
No, I'm
But-
just going to show you something.
Okay.
Give me 1 second. Let me turn my camera on.
But I mean,
hold up.
it's just so
I gotta
stupid.
take off the virtual background for a second to show you. Well, it's something.
Don't tell me you live in a mud puddle.
Nope, I live in a swamp, pretty much.
Ah,
What are you doing in Miss Swamp?
I live in Louisiana, right along the coast, the Gulf Coast. So yeah,
Oh, you was born in Miss Swamp.
I'm part Cajun. Not much, but I am part Cajun. That's how I feel about that.
Jeez.
That's how I feel about shit like that right there. That's how I feel about it. That's just how stupid are you? Good God.
And by the way, it's like this is one of the negative things about AI, that anyone can make a video like that and post it. And by the way, it got millions of views. The person who posted it.
millions of views of irony. People going, what the fuck? Even the Christians are looking at it going, is this guy for real? God's looking from above and going, oh, for fuck's sake, what did I say about lying?
Yeah.
I want no part of that one.
It's going to have to strike, break everything again.
I'm trying to find a video done by the Friendly Atheist, a Catholic priest made a very, very good nativity scene.
Yeah, that was the last couple of days.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very good. Did you know he was on Jeopardy?
Oh,
Him-
I didn't know
was
that.
on Jeopardy.
What?
I saw him on
Interesting.
here one day, and I'm like, holy shit! So anyhow, I emailed him and went, hey, I see you on Jeopardy in Australia, and he's like, oh, does that thing is that still playing? So yes, he won he won his round and then lost the next night.
Oh, wow.
Well, at least he
Wait,
won
who's
one
this?
round.
Yeah, but obviously, if he believed in Jesus, he would have won the second round.
Easily.
Yeah, he wasn't a true believer.
And that's right.
Speaking of game shows, Blog, I mean, for Ook and Blog,
Yep.
who brought Jeopardy to Australia?
Yeah.
It's
Because there's one name that comes to mind. I mean, if it's not like Grundy, if it weren't Grundy,
yeah, not sure.
By the way, in terms of the AI thing, so it says, can you read this? And most people can read this, right?
Yeah.
Intelligence and ability to adapt to changes by Stephen Hawking. And
that's mild meat speak.
And yeah, and it's probably not even actually Stephen Hawking. I think attribution is not quite right. But the funny thing is, let me see if I can find it. Maybe I won't be able to. But Grok can read this.
Really?
AI
Grok
can read it. Yeah, it can figure it out. Oh, okay, yeah. Grok, what kind of code is that? And Grok is able to figure out. It decodes it. So
He's able to
so
read leet speak? Nice.
yeah, so basically it's kind of an argument, yeah, that AI is intelligent. It can figure things out. So, and the
I
funny
await
thing
the
is
day.
there's some humans who couldn't, right? I'm sure there are
Yeah.
some.
I
Part of
think
me
that's
awaits the day where Grok starts insulting Musk himself.
Yeah, I need that saved and downloaded and shared all across the internet the day it
I'm talking
starts.
insulting it,
Oh, don't worry.
insulting Musk
It will.
unprompted. Mind.
You know what I thought the other day? You know how everyone's got stickers, bumper stickers, and T-shirts and all that sort of stuff. But you know the sunshades that you put across your windshield.
Mm.
Oh yeah, yeah,
People
yeah.
people
Yeah.
should put stuff on them. You know, sort of
That's
yeah,
evil. That is pure evil, and I'm enjoying it.
because they could be really big. Crystal just posted the link to the nativity scene because I'm tech useless. If you want to pop that up, Q, and just run through it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
It is so good, isn't it?
Oh yes.
And his archbishop and the bishop gave him a right bollocking for it.
Of course.
So, fuck 'em. It's just
But
one of those things.
it
They
does
can't. They can make a joke, but they can't take it, huh?
Exactly.
love your neighbour. Unless they're brown.
The thing is, Catholics have been laughing at themselves. I mean, pretty much
I'll be right back.
since ever. Whereas the other versions of Christianity don't seem to have a sense of humour. They, I mean, you want to know the best priest and nun jokes? Go into a bar in Australia and find a priest or a member of the Catholic clergy and ask him for religious jokes.
Yeah, but of course that's how that works, because if you're looking for jokes about scientists and physicists and engineers, scientists, physicists, and engineers just pay particular attention to jokes.
They tell jokes
They
about
love
themselves.
lawyer jokes.
Yeah.
Here's one I heard.
Clever.
I read in one of my books. A priest, a pastor, and a rabbit walk into a bar, and the barman says, "What are you doing here?" And the rabbit looks around, going, "Fuck! Somewhere there's a rabbi in a very confusing joke."
And there's that good one. What's the difference between a lawyer and a catfish?
Oh.
Yes, one's a bottom-dwelling mudsucker, and the other one's a fish.
The best lawyer joke I ever heard was actually from a very close personal friend of mine who was a lawyer. He said, "What's the difference between a dead lawyer in the road and a dead armadillo in the road?"
What?
Skid marks leading up to the armadillo.
Yeah.
That's come on. The lawyers love
Tunaman said his cat freaked out when the video with the fish turned into a cat.
All right, let's get back on track.
Yeah, let's get back to actually gun control.
Yeah.
So what happened was like there was a mass shooting on the campus of Brown University, and I think at least a couple of people died, and many people
Yeah, from
got
what I
hurt.
heard from the last report I heard on the radio, there was 2 dead and 8 in critical but stable condition.
Yeah. And so what happened was like as a president, Trump came on and tweeted or posted that he's been briefed on the shooting that took place at Brown University. The FBI is at the scene. The suspect is in custody. God bless the victims and the families of the victims. So, if first of all, if God was going to bless anyone, well, how about just not having the shooting?
Yeah,
Not have, yeah, right. So that's not really blessing them. Also, he had to take this down because this wasn't the case. The suspect was not in custody, but him being him, he basically assumed, he wanted to, he wanted to show that things were under control, right? So as soon as someone said something, he didn't check into it. He didn't wait to validate it. It's just like, oh, I'm going to post this.
Yeah, because the last thing I heard that the shooter was still on the loose.
Yep, they're
Yeah.
still on the loose, and I
Yeah,
think
I'm looking at news reports for that right now. Yep, he
Yeah.
is still at large.
so they are still on lockdown. But let's say that someone saw this and went, "Oh, okay, now I can go out," and then they get shot, right? So
Yeah.
or hurt. So just complete irresponsibility, and I mean, every time these kind of things occur, it's just like if Biden had done that, these guys would have been just.
They would have been apoplectic with.
Yeah, I mean, like all
There'd
like
be meme compilations about that man and everything.
Oh my God! Like all the times that Trump has been caught napping, sleeping. I mean, like not a word from these guys. All these guys they went on and on about Sleepy Joe. It's like, wow, okay, now it doesn't matter, I guess.
Willfully blind to the sins of their own in-group.
Yep.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah. So, but I mean, of course, this discussion is going to or should bring up, discussion of gun control, right? So, the funny thing is, let me show a tweet from J.D. Vance. It is shocking to me that so many left-wing politicians attack the idea of prayer in response to a tragedy. Literally, no one thinks prayer is a substitute for action. We pray because our hearts are broken and we believe that God is listening. So this was
that's
back
controversial.
but this was in August 28th of 2025, when the previous mass shooting occurred. So literally no one thinks prayer is a substitute for action. So you would think that after they had that prayer, they would have taken action, but they didn't. Nothing happened. There was no action. All they did was pray. All they had was thoughts and prayers. So now we're back where this is like relevant. It's like, okay, now he's going to be able to say, literally no one thinks prayer is a substitute for action this time until the next mass shooting occurs. I mean, this is the problem where they do their thoughts and prayers and they stop. That is the problem. They think that is sufficient.
It's too soon, QC, to be talking about. That's just a knee-jerk reaction. It's too soon to be doing anything. You have to let it let people grieve, and then we can talk about a solution when people are grieving. You go.
I did say that. I did post that when this happened. Please, this is not the time to be talking about gun control. We need time to grieve. I'm sure there'll be time enough in between mass shootings. I mean, how frequently do these things occur? I mean, I could post this every time that there's a mass shooting, because it'll be exactly the same.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
For me, I think a lot of this is. A lot of this it feels like maybe local news. I mean, it's better that local news cover it, but national, national news all the time. Yeah.
So this
Yeah, it's
was going to go back to what Ook was saying, that he he was saying how he's positive about the gun control in Australia, despite there being a negative, right, where you can't. It's harder to defend yourself. You can't have a whole bunch of guns
But,
in your possession.
yeah, without being locked up and permits and all that. But it's
Yeah.
also a gun is it's an offensive weapon. It's not a defensive weapon.
Yeah.
The only point of a gun is to spit out the projectile. You can't push someone with it. Yeah.
You can't de-escalate with a gun.
Yeah. We can't. We're not even allowed tasers. So that's why I showed you those bits of craft that I did.
Yeah.
Just to give us, you got to have something. I don't want to pull out the knife every time because what I can do with a knife is a little bit scary.
Of course.
So that's why I got those. But yeah, if you're ever going to make a stick or something for home protection, put cord on it so it will stop. It'll bind up the blade. But yeah, we're not allowed tasers. The best you can and most legal weapon you can walk around with is a walking stick. Just make sure it's not one of those folding ones. Hang on. This is my yard walking stick, so it's a bit rough and ready.
I'm
You
just
can see that.
just lock the back door at night and leave it at that. Like, honestly, I don't really feel any need to defend myself from anything. I'm happy wandering around wherever, and occasionally you'll get some wanker, but you just move on. And like, if someone's trying to mug you, here, have my damn wallet. So be it. There's no need for anyone to be harmed over just some money. It's insanity. You just go, yeah, there you go for it. You probably need it more than me, apparently. So
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's where I'd have to disagree because, what's what I'm looking for? I am very much in favor of the Second Amendment to a very high degree. However, when it comes to these issues with mass shootings, I think there's a lot of things that can be done that don't involve necessarily stripping people of their rights in regards to having firearms. Like, one thing that I think doesn't get
Machiavelli, the problem is that you don't have that right. That's just artificial, and it was never an intended part of the Constitution. It was, you can have some guns as part of a well-regulated militia. You not just have any gun you want for any purpose you want as part of
well, hold on. Do you know what that term means? The well-regulated militia.
Wait, Machiavelli, do you know that at that time when that was written, the way the militia formed was to bring people into, like, just common people. They would form a militia, and they didn't have arms to give to them. They had to bring in the arms. So they had to bring in the guns. Therefore, it was necessary for a well-formed militia that the people have the guns, because the guns were coming from the gun ownership. That's not the case anymore.
Well, yeah, I mean, in regards to that, absolutely. But I mean, ever since then, especially since technology's advanced and whatnot, and we are at a point to where, okay, well, buying and selling firearms is quite common, and that's been ruled on several times over about,
Yes.
yeah, well, this extends to that, just like how the First Amendment extends to the internet, at least somewhat.
Yeah.
At least
So,
in
but
theory and
that
practice.
wasn't. But do you agree that that wasn't the intent, right? It wasn't initially. I think I agree with you. Now, case law has been put in place where the Supreme Court has said that basically personal citizens have the right to own guns for defense of themselves. But that wasn't the original intent. It became that way. But the original intent was because that people actually needed to have the guns in order to form the militia. But the militia part no longer applies because people don't bring in their own tanks and jet fighters and carriers. That comes from the military, not from the personal individual.
Right, but
Right? We
that's
don't have
also
the right
but
to.
also part of the reason why that's the case is because at least at the time when the Constitution was made, if you had a ship or you had cannons or you had muskets, well, then for all intents and purposes, you had what was considered to be military level weaponry at that time. And
Right.
ever since that point, yeah, people have the right to carry and bear arms, but getting a tank or getting a jet or any of these other things that the military has pretty much been barred by the government
Yeah,
Right.
I mean,
You don't have the right
outside of
to
like
have a
very
flame.
rare circumstances.
Right.
I agree, and I can see it from an outsider. This view, Q's correct, Larg's correct, and Machiavelli, you're correct. But whatever the intent of the original law or right, it's now too late to put the genie back in the bottle.
Yep.
You're not going to do it.
Like
The
I,
best-
So is
I
that
think, yeah.
it doesn't make you safer. It
Huh?
doesn't.
Sorry, Blarg, you faded out, mate.
Oh, have I? Hang on.
you're kind of low.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can hear.
Yeah.
The point I was just trying to make is that the fact is someone who carries a gun with them isn't safer. They become they're much more likely to be killed than a person who isn't carrying a gun.
They become a target pretty much.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
that's-
so
Yeah,
that's a different.
Well,
I think
that
that's a
gets
different argument.
into that gets into a little bit of like the different philosophies of like
Yeah.
carrying a firearm like open versus carrying it concealed and
Doesn't make any
all
difference.
that stuff.
No,
But
it,
like
has, it has to do with the fact that if you are carrying a gun and someone, say for example, says, "Give me your wallet," all of a sudden, you rather than just, let's say they point a gun at you and say, "Give me your wallet." If you don't have a gun, you're just going to give them the wallet. What sort of a moron wouldn't do that? If you're carrying a weapon, you're much more likely to reach for it, or they will see that you have a gun, and any move you make it's now suddenly them or you. The gun makes you much more likely to be killed.
But that's not in the U.S.
Yeah,
that's not the argument, right?
that's not
the
a
argument.
problem anyway.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the point.
But it's
the
not
reason I brought up the history of the Second Amendment is because that is what gets brought up all the time when there is any discussion of gun control, because they want to say shall not be infringed because that's what the Second Amendment says. They don't bring in Columbia v. Heller to say, oh, the Supreme Court said that individual right to possess arms, is supported. They don't bring that up. They bring up the Second Amendment and says shall not be infringed, and that's their argument. So anything that you say, Blark, they'll just bring that up and say shall not be infringed. What don't you understand about that?
No, it's not the point I'm making. The point I'm making is that when people come along and say, "Oh, I need it for defense," your logic is completely wrong there anyway, because it isn't defending you. It isn't making you safer. Having a gun in your home does not make your family safer. It's almost certain that if someone gets killed in your house, they will be killed by the gun you have in your house.
Well, that I don't know about that one. That's a bit
absolutely the case. They will either shoot themselves, use the gun for suicide, a child will have access to it and will shoot somebody else.
Or have the gun stolen.
Someone
Well,
use
one of those
Yeah.
is the choice of the individual for the suicide, which I know like 2/3 of gun deaths are from that, which is its
Yeah.
own problem with mental health and whatnot, and also
Yeah.
the issues of like euthanasia and whether or not someone has a right to take their own life, so on and so forth. But
I'm a big
when
believer
it comes to
people have the right
the
take
gun deaths specifically, they're not correlated with gun use in terms of the percentage of guns that you have in the population. Like the US has more guns than people in it. And when it comes to our gun crime, at least compared relatively to decade after decade, before COVID, we were at a 50-year low relative to population size for gun deaths.
But
Wait, are
And
you
the thing
comparing
is,
to?
like,
Wait, are you comparing within the U.S.? Right? You're not comparing to other
within the
countries.
US, I'm not talking about other
Yeah.
countries.
So basically, you've hit a saturation where it's no longer about the number of guns because it's already saturated. So
Yeah.
the fact that you have 4 times as much guns as per population, or 3 times, or 2 times, it doesn't matter because you're already at saturation.
yeah, they no longer that decouples from that perspective. But when you go and have a look at the number of gun crimes, gun deaths, gun injuries in the US compared to an equivalent country like,
Canada.
say, Canada, it's not close. Like, honestly, guns might kill more people in America than really any other cause. It's ridiculous.
No.
It doesn't make you safer. It demonstrably makes you less safe. In every possible way you can slice it, it makes you less safe.
I agree with Blard, but because I used to shoot professionally and have to carry a sidearm, I don't see a reason why you need to carry a sidearm in a city.
Well, that
If you're-
massively depends on where you live. That
Yeah.
also massively depends on the crime within your area. So, for
It's-
example, Chicago, Illinois, has some of the highest gun control laws in the U.S. and has some of the highest gun deaths because, well, people will just either buy them illegally or they'll just
Yeah.
bring them in illegally and then just keep doing it. Because if there's the average like ambulance and police response time in Chicago is like an hour.
Holy
If someone's
shit.
coming into my life to try to kill me and I have an hour wait and it's between me or the perp, I'm choosing myself every time.
Who's
Sure,
coming?
and that's understandable, Machiavelli. And one of the things that I often note whenever we have these kinds of mass shootings and whenever we have the gun control debate is what I'm sort of curious about is what you feel is, even if we accept the right of gun ownership. First of all, I hear very little from the gun rights activist crowd about the responsibility that gun owners should take, even if it's self-imposed responsibility. And also, I hear practically nothing from the NRA about solutions that they would like to be a part of to keep these kinds of things from happening again. It seems like there's every time that these things happen, you get from the NRA a noun, a verb, and let more people have guns.
Yeah.
So whatever.
No, I agree with that. I agree that there's
Wait.
not enough of a focus on
by
that
the way,
responsibility.
by the way, what they're saying is, LOL, dude, the NRA has been irrelevant for years. Find a new boogeyman.
They
Apparently, the
lobby the
NRA is a
government
boogeyman.
all the time.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
that's not a good argument at all.
they're-
I guess what I
just
don't hear-
gaslighting at this point. It's
Yeah,
not the NRA.
Yeah, what I don't hear is anybody really trying to do a meaningful analysis of the reason behind the reason. In other words, this person had, let's say that this person had mental health issues, which is very often the case. But we don't hear about any kind of legislation, any kind of community activism of how we deal with and treat those with significant mental health issues to try and stop this stuff from happening in the first place. And I think that's where the better conversation needs to be had, because if you listen to the very beginning of this conversation, you have your position on what the Second Amendment always meant in the first place, and QC has his position on what the Second Amendment always meant in the first place. It doesn't, either way, regardless of who's right, it doesn't change the fact that these things keep happening, and we keep not looking into the core issues or sort of the first dominoes that need to stop falling to minimize them from happening in the first place.
Well, and that's a part of the conversation that doesn't get talked about enough. In agreement, 100%. And I think that there are ways that we can deal with these issues without necessarily restricting people's rights in this regard. Like, for example, I'm not against more investments into mental health facilities. That way, people can actually get treatment if they have these sort of violent urges or homicidal to suicidal urges and so on and so forth. 100% in favor of that.
But yes, but the problem is, so when these people say gun control is just a catchphrase that means nothing, none of them on either side have a solution. So this guy is saying that, and I think other people share this view, that gun control is basically, futile. But then you get the Trump administration revoking gun checks for people with mental illnesses because of the NRA. I mean, we can't even do something simple like this.
Not just that.
Well, also there's issues with that, because you get into a fine line with what kind of mental illnesses are enough to bar someone from being able to own a firearm versus don't.
The issue is the other side. But the issue is the other side wants a perfect solution. We don't need a perfect solution now. We need a solution that can do at least a 10% reduction. Even a 10% reduction would be worthwhile.
So incremental steps, pretty much.
Here's a question that I'm going to ask you. I'm going to ask you an absurd question, Machiavelli, and this is a dumb, absurd question. Now, should the average citizen be allowed to own a grenade launcher?
I mean, if they could afford the damn thing, they could if they wanted to, I guess.
But
should they?
Should.
Yeah, why?
Here's the question.
Should they?
Because the problem. So the problem that I've always had with the Second Amendment is not about guns and muskets. It's when you start realizing that arms has such a broad modern definition.
That's true. Yeah, includes nuclear weapons.
Right. Like, should the average citizen own nuclear arms? Like, that's a dumb, absurd question, because I think most reasonable people would say, no, of course not. Should the average citizen be allowed to own a tank? I think that we can all kind of agree on.
I'd say yes to that one.
I think there are people that would say yes.
Sure, I've gotten caught in enough traffic that I've considered owning a tank.
Yes,
I'll admit that.
But when it comes to owning a tank, already in the U.S. you can own one. It's just that the main gun has to be disarmed. So that doesn't bother me.
But that's
so
an
much.
infringement on the Second Amendment. It shall not be infringed.
It is.
Right. So you can see how we can agree on fringe, absurd, quasi-real examples of real arms that exist, where most people would say, no, it makes sense to not allow the average person to have X.
Yeah.
Well, actually, you're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome. I was waiting to see who would come up with that one.
The thing I find myself torn here because, you know, I don't think anyone needs to be walking around with a firearm on their hip or concealed or whatever.
I agree with that.
I'm a person who has done that in certain places. I wouldn't go to Papua New Guinea unless they let me take my 357. There was no way I was stepping off that plane unarmed.
And I think that's... Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, but what is needed is better checks, background checks. They also have to be a bit faster.
But they don't. Trump doesn't want that.
I know. I'm just trying to.
He's never going to sign off on something like that. The thing about background checks is, for the most iconic mass shootings, or I guess the most infamous would be the better word here, mass shootings in U.S. history, most of those guys would have been able to pass a background check. So, for example, the guy who did the shooting in that nightclub in Florida, he would have passed a background check. What was his name? The guy who shot up that black church, Dylan Roof. He actually failed his, but his came back as a false positive. So he had a drug possession charge that would have barred him, but he got cleared anyway because the feds messed up. When it came to the Sandy Hook shooting, same thing. Guy would have passed the background check. So the screening for background checks, I don't think is really going to work a whole lot. Promoting responsible gun ownership, 100% in agreement there.
Yeah,
the one thing that I think is, the one thing that I do think hasn't been brought up enough is that these really bad mass shootings tend to happen in gun-free zones because they're easy targets, unfortunately.
Yeah,
but
it's unfortunate, but that's how that goes.
Bullshit. That's just, no, come on.
Hang on, Doug, if I can. Machiavelli, I'm trying to think of what could be like a Band-Aid effect, if you will, like just something to tide over, to put the gun control or gun violence, just maybe help it a bit. Better background checks, quicker background checks, having it not by state, have it by federal, so that, you know, you can't I can't get a gun in New Jersey, but I can go to Washington and get a gun and bring it home. Have a federal sort of, however that's going to work, don't know. And everyone who gets a firearm should have a mandatory firearms course. I don't know how long or whatever, but, you know, better education, some sort of incentive for people to actually have gun safes or trigger locks, you know.
Yeah, like personally
subsidized by the government.
Yeah.
It's
I'm in agreement with having there be training and lessons. Like, there are people who already do this, but the problem is it's not enough people who are doing it. But the people who do usually give out those types of gun training and classes either are part of nonprofits or mutual aid societies who do this sorts of thing. And I would want to see an explosion of that and a kind of incentive for people to do that, both economic and social. As in, hey, you numbnut, you haven't done this, you need to go do this. And have it be on the same level as, like, I don't know, somebody who, like, I guess has a car but has no license and has never been behind the wheel of a vehicle, like, ever. You know,
It's
it's just like you're just being an idiot.
I may get ground glass in the coffee for telling this story, but whenever Crystal uses a torch, it always ends up in my face. The light goes in. Stop flagging me, and I keep saying that's why you're never going to. I'm not taking you shooting until you can hold a torch and not shine it at me, because that's the way I was taught when I was 4. Yeah, don't better mandatory training to just a basic level. You know, I see
Well,
so
and
many.
that's my point. I mean, we could do these little things, but
Yeah,
there is such a barrier because, you know, people will bring up a couple of things. One is shall not be infringed. So the Second Amendment, and the other is, well, this isn't going to help. So why are we even doing it? I mean, that type of attitude is what creates a huge barrier. I agree from a legal point of view. The law has been gotten, you know, we're at a point where the right of individual to have a firearm is set, but it also means that we can you know, move to a different place legally, so that it's not a sacrosanct right, that it is, that legally we can have a system where there is a control, some limits, like let's not let people have a tank or a rocket propelled RPG. Let's not have let people have a rifle that can shoot, you know, hundreds of rounds per minute. If not, that's probably even like
unless
slow,
unless they
right?
have the right training and the right
Yeah, something, right?
licensing.
Something. So there's some kind of limits that the point is that we
Well,
can put
there's
limits.
already a restriction on automatic rifles ever
That's
since, what
right.
was it,
So to say
86,
that
I
gun
believe.
control is not is cannot be done because of the Second Amendment is just stupid. It
Yeah,
is
like
just stupid.
Well, yeah, but that's why I also offered like multiple other solutions.
I
Like I
agree,
said, I mean,
but there are
yeah,
people who
but
will
and also,
not
like I said,
even
I'm
listen to
not
that.
against. Yeah, I know, and those people are irrational, and I will never
Yeah,
understand those kinds of people. Like I said, I'm not part of the camp that says, "Well, Second Amendment," and then we're just done. You
and
know,
I'm not
like
saying
no,
that you are.
I'm yeah,
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
not
I
saying
know,
that Machiavelli. Yeah,
yeah.
And sorry if I stepped on Blarg's toes there, but do you want to?
Plug is sleeping,
No.
or that's just what his
Mm,
avatar looks like.
He
All
really
right.
does look like he's knocked out.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've
mm.
been shot. I've been shot. So you know, it it fucking
So
hurt.
actually, maybe that could be a thing. You can own a gun only if you've been shot. I
Yeah,
think that might help.
What?
that's kind of how it works with pepper spray here in
Yeah,
America.
and
Mm.
tasers, right?
Yeah, in
Yeah,
America, we have the general culture as well of like you got to get hit by it at least once.
Yeah.
yeah.
All
Now,
right.
Man.
So I think this was like a really good discussion, and I think for the most part we all stay civil. And I know I got a little emotional there, but
we all
um,
do.
yeah. So we do have to cut off right now
Uh,
because
Yeah,
I
it is
have like a
interesting. It
hard
is
limit.
interesting cue
yeah,
when I
but
stay pretty level headed and you get emotional.
yeah,
hang
yeah.
on. I did promise someone that I'd show them. Oh, oh, let's see if I can get it.
Oh, don't tell me you're stripping. Oh God.
No. You want to come and hold this?
Me when
Yeah.
Pun control, lol.
What am I showing? Oh, the spine.
Yeah.
There you go.
oh
His seam.
Oh wow.
oh yeah oh
Okay, I can see it a little bit.
Yeah. They
Yeah,
you know, the spinal
Yeah,
ridges.
got it. Yep.
That was removed. I had the first 4 spinal surgeries before, CAT scans.
With donated bone.
Man.
They rebuilt the bottom of my femur. Hang on, using Crystal. Can I have your? Yeah. When I went over the cliff and broke my leg, they rebuilt the bottom of my femur.
Sorry. Where's the spell? Oh, there we go. Yeah, across there.
One of my housemates had to have part of his leg rebuilt because of his
And
scooter accident.
hang on, pull up my pants. That's the knee scar there. They put a bone graft.
God damn it, man!
Yeah. So when I go to a doctor, when I go to a specialist or something, they look at me in horror. You know, who cut you up like that? Well, they didn't even have bloody CAT scans back then, so it was just cut and pray.
Yeah.
Pretty much. But,
yeah, and like I said, that's why, at least in my personal life, and at least to everyone I talk to about firearms and everything, I place an extremely heavy emphasis on if you're going to do this, because, you know, we don't have the whole thing of it's mandatory you get one. You just have the option to purchase one. But if you're going to do this, there's certain things that are going to come along with being a gun owner, and one of those is going to be discipline and responsibility for any time that thing is out, any time that thing is on you, and any time it is just around you in general. Your kid ends up getting shot by your own firearm. That is your fault, and that is your responsibility.
I mean,
so like these types of things of that emphasis on responsibility, safety, discipline, and duty, 100% right there with all of you.
And that's the hardest thing to teach someone.
Yeah, it is. the number of times I
did have some thoughts of it, but since we're almost out of time, I guess I'll save it for next week.
Yeah.
All right.
Fair enough.
Okay. So let's end it there.
That.
Thank you, everyone, for being on. This is, like I said, good discussion. Thank you for everyone in the comments, and thanks, Crystal, for joining us. Definitely love having you in the comments. Tilting, and I guess Craig may have dropped off. Tuna, definitely. And Insultus, I didn't pop you up when you came on, but thanks for joining. And with that, I will hope I didn't miss anyone. But with that, I'll say good night to everyone and see you next week.
Yeah, good night,
everybody.
Later.
Challenge your beliefs, let the silence break the silence, shake the faith. Truth survives the hardest quake. Hold to truth, no more opaque. Reason's voice, it sings so clear through fear we hear. Cut through the noise, dissolve the fear. Rise above what you revere. No more shadows, trust as truth. Lively feels what lies uncouth. No more chains disguised as
Dave Allen,
reason frees the
greatest
mind
atheist
uncool.
community,
Let the
Irish comedian
evidence ascend.
good night, and may your God go with you. I always thought that was just nice, I think.
Scriptures written in disguise, veiling men in holy lies. Faith without a place to land, truth that crumbles when it's scanned. Show me logic carved in flame, not a God who hides in shame. Test the world and evidence of sin. This is fallacy season.